I'm Brian Woodard. I'm from Hookstown, Pennsylvania, which is a little town about 45 minutes to the west of Pittsburgh. Pennsylvania Governor's School for Information Society and Technology. And it's basically there to bring in some students from all across the state of Pennsylvania and educate them, give them a basic idea of what's going on, and advance their knowledge of computers, which is basically the focus of the program. Average day, get up about 7:40 to be in the lobby at about 7:45. We head off and go to breakfast for an hour. After breakfast, then we head off to classes. And at classes, we're there from about 9 o'clock to a little bit before noon. In these classes, you study whichever particular track or course selection which you chose. So there's 4 different tracks here: digital media, software, networking, and e-commerce. And so you go to your tracked classes for those 3 hours, get an hour off for lunch, and then you go back for another 3. So it's basically 6 solid hours of whatever your selection was. Yeah, so in these classes, it's scattered around the campus here, and we taught by professors and whatnot on, depending on the subject, a lot of times programming languages or application protocols and different, depending on whichever you choose, the focus of it. I'm in e-commerce. Basically, e-commerce is twofold. You have the marketing side of e-commerce, which wrapped up last week, and that worked out pretty well. We learned different basic marketing techniques, marketing strategy and theory and stuff like that. And then we also had what we're in now, which is the electronic commerce actual part of the site, which involves creating a website, a functioning store, basically online, using PHP coding, that programming language, and using PHP, we're creating a site which lets you browse through a list of a database of products, dynamically generate products and everything. Basically, whenever you go to Amazon.com, a little dump down one of those, a little online store. Well, networking basically involves the creation of a network, and they create networks, play with networks, hack into networks, localized networks. Learn about securing a network, learn about the creation, as well as management, like who gets permissions to what and when and stuff like that. Yeah, and then digital media, which is obviously the creation of digital artwork, basically. They use stuff like 3D Max and Photoshop and Illustrator to create and or edit different digital art. And then software is basically, they are all using tablet PCs. And tablet PCs they are programming on, everyone in the track is formed into groups, and then the groups need to create games. So some groups formed like 3D tic-tac-toe, stuff like that. Different games they wrote in C# for the tablet PC, which are fully functional. The student body is pretty different from what one would expect, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty diverse. It's a good bunch of people, though. It's been a fun time. I mean, we all have a pretty good time in the dorms and whatnot. There's 52 of us here. I think there's about 16 girls, I think, and the rest are guys. But it works out well. It's been a fun time. Whenever we're not in class, we'll go down and play a 8-person Halo local area network party, or go down to the field and play some soccer, go running every once in a while. There's swimmers, which swim pretty often. A whole variety of different stuff that we do here besides whenever we're not in class. The professors here have been really good. I've liked them. The classes have definitely been enjoyable and pretty educational, obviously. Topics covered range widely, from like marketing with e-commerce to programming in C++ and PHP and JavaScript to all kinds of database management. Basically any computer topic under the sun has been hit on in some form or another. The reason that this experience is different from a normal high school experience was probably going to have to say just basically the attitude. Because here the attitude is you're going to walk away with this from what you want to learn. And the kids here are all, by and large, the go-getters. I want to learn this stuff. What can you teach me? Here you're really getting challenged. You're hanging out with people that really know what they're talking about. I mean, college professors that know what's going on. They know the languages. You get a real feel for what's going to happen. And I mean, you see, it's really a good eye-opener on what the IT field is really like, because here you really are doing a lot of stuff like, creating an online store, or setting up networks and administrating networks, or creating digital media. It's a lot like, it's a very more real-world experience than what you get in the classroom.